Hello everybody, Vagran Gaming, and this is another Novar Coast on the Dirty Fighting Gunslinger. And this is going to be more of, it's sort of an update, but not really. Obviously I'm going to do some commentary over the match, but I'll get into the nitty-gritty of that in a second. So, a lot of people seem to enjoy those Virulent Sniper just for fun videos, so I figured since I usually play rep side, I'll grab my gunslinger, I'll swap him out from engineering, which I was trying to learn, put him back to dirty fighting, and I'll just do more of that because people were enjoying it. And now I was having fun doing it too. Now the reason why I don't do a lot in the 70s bracket with this class is because I don't really understand how the defenses work. At least I'm not as used to using the defenses properly to stay alive. So I'm kind of like a glass cannon, which is why I wasn't sure how much commentary I could really do at this point in time because I'm still learning the class. But I'll talk about what I can, and as I get better, then I can start to do some more legit commentary. So what might wind up happening is I'll either just stick to the in-game audio or I'll throw some music on it and do like a music video type deal for the Gunslinger videos and stick to the commentary for classes that I understand better. It's just an idea I'm toying with. Either way, that was just a couple of things I wanted to run down. So, as far as this match here, I thought that was amusing. I got hit with a grenade, then immediately after I got hit with a stun. So I was white barred. Fortunately, my stun breaker was up, and I got right back to shooting. Now, one of the things I try to do so far is just stay out of people's, stay off of the radar, more or less. Which, the more I use sweeping blasters, the more likely I'm going to get spotted. So, I'm just kind of hanging back, trying to focus on targets that are engaged in melee with someone else, or at least focus fire off of one of the melee players. And by doing that, they're less likely to notice that I'm shooting at them. And when they don't notice I'm shooting at them, you know, I tend to die less. Also, another quick note, the editing on this video is a lot tighter, so if there's nothing going on or I'm running back and forth, I probably just cut it out. So, I was watching my back because they were starting to put more pressure on this node, and so I saw behind me that Juggernaut was coming up, and I figured any second he was going to be on my tail. So, I popped dodge a little early, which is kind of risky because when you're a gunslinger or a sniper, your dodge doesn't last very long. It only lasts like a couple of seconds, and I think I've got either a set bonus piece or I picked up a utility where it lasts 2 seconds longer. So a lot of times you're better off waiting until you're certain you're going to be getting attacked, or you wait till they're already attacking you. I popped it early because, and I've mentioned this before, these leaping classes like the Jedi Knights, Sentinels, Marauders, and all that, they're very likely to open up by leaping at you. And so, if you have dodge up, it'll miss, and you won't get rooted. So, I was just trying to get me some distance. Now, right here, I've got someone healing me, and in addition to that, I took the utility where my defensive screen heals me for I think it's like every second or so while it's up. So I was basically able to soak all the damage between the defensive screen and the heals I've had coming in. And I rolled away, trying to put some more distance, and then I kind of got lucky here. They punted me off the edge, but then they just left me alone. So I just sped it up because watching me run around the corner isn't very exciting. But it was great because after I got punted off the edge, they're like, alright, let's do something else. And I got to run up and just start free casting again, which is great. And I apologize for forgetting his name. Another player, one of the viewers, suggested that I adjust my UI so that it's easier to see the debuffs. I need to move the target of target either up or to the right, to the center. I gotta move it somewhere so that all the buffs and debuffs over my target are more visible, because then it makes it easier to track the poison dart and the shrapnel grenade. So what happened there was I started to run away and realized that there was still an assassin back in the west node, so I backpedaled. And there's one guy on the upper ledge you can see there, and I'm on the lower end trying to pelt him a little bit. Got the leg shot to try to root him. And we're just trying to keep that pressure on to wipe him out, but it looks like his health pack was off cooldown. And I tried another leg shot, but it missed. And I just sped this up because nothing really happened. I ran up the corner, he was gone, and I took off. Ran back south. So, we're back in the southern node, and since I'm just now approaching, no one's noticed me yet. I got the leg shot to try to keep that Juggernaut off of one of my partners. And there's a couple of times where I messed that up. You'll notice that he was reflecting damage, but I wasn't taking that much. The reason why is the way Cull works, or pardon me, wounding shots, every time it hits them, it triggers your poisons, or it triggers your dots. So it won't reflect the dot damage, but it will reflect the damage that you're doing from wounding shots. And I'm so used to hitting like full auto or something on my commando and having a ton of damage fly right back at me that sometimes I'm like, oh, this isn't bad, I'll just keep shooting. or I'll realize late, and then I'll stop shooting and switch to an AoE. So, overall, I'm not getting blown up too badly because I was able to stay out of the radar. There were a couple of matches where I was trying to stop them from capping, so I kept dropping sweeping blasts, and they're all like, who's doing that? And then they saw me, and it got real ugly real fast. Because I'm not that great with the defenses. I mess up on them all the time. But it's part of the learning process. So if you're new to playing a gunslinger, just stick with it. And if you have the ability to record, you should definitely do that and just rewatch your matches and check your deaths. And the big thing to do is, whenever I get killed, I always look at my UI and say, did I miss any of my defenses? And on my gunslinger, it's like, oh, I could have used my gas canister there to lower their accuracy. I could have used dodge, defense screen. Like, you have a bunch of defenses. I'm just not that super comfortable with using them all yet. I'm used to them on like my commando or my guardian. On those classes, I pretty much know what I have available and when to use it. But with this guy, I'm winging it. So it's one of the reasons why I'm not going to be, I don't think I'm going to be doing a ton of commentary until I get a better feel for it, because it doesn't seem right, you know, like talking like I'm an expert on something that I barely understand. Now the damaging part, that's easy. You know, you get your vital shot, your shot bomb, hemorrhaging blast, pop your smuggler's luck if it's available, and then wounding shots, and you'll see all kinds of delicious, beautiful numbers flying off of your enemy. And I love it. This spec is fairly straightforward. It might be the simplest of them, but I just really, really like wounding shots. Like, I just love watching all those numbers pop off. So, this is the one that I think I've probably used this one the most out of all of them. We've got them down to 4%. We've got this well in hand. I'm firing away, and it looks like we've got I'm pretty sure we've got a solid DPS advantage because, like, we just pretty much cleaned them out. And it looks like that's it. So this was a nice easy match. I didn't get focused a lot, so I wasn't dying a ton, which is always nice. And one note is that my damage isn't super great, partially because I'm learning, and two, I'm using a lot of gear from when I was level 65. You know, this new gearing system isn't very alt-friendly. But I'm going to stick with it, and hopefully in a couple of weeks it'll be much better. So I hope you guys enjoyed the match, and I'll see you guys next time. There will be more coming really soon.